There is a lot happening in matters concerning parents and children right now. Every week we hear of the latest kerfuffle at a school board meeting with parents taking on trustees. We read about some parents growing concerns over what they deem to be ideological-driven education, or we see some protesting at a family-friendly drag queen story hour at a public library. And these issues matter. Children are the future, as the saying goes. Therefore, their education and formation should be top of mind for us all. So, what exactly is happening within our education system to draw the ire of some parents? Today, we're going to do a roundup of the latest issues and headlines from school book bans in Manitoba to gender policy review in New Brunswick and alarming language coming from some trustees in Ontario. Well, joining me now to unpack it all is Dr. Teresa Pierre, President of Parents as First Educators. Dr. Pierre, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm happy to have you back on again.
Good morning, Tanya.
So one news headline that caught my attention, I kind of followed it along for the last several weeks, was a situation in the Waterloo Regional Catholic District School Board, and that's a board in Ontario, in southwestern Ontario, with respect to a trustee named Wendy Ashby. Could you please explain what happened and what did she do that drew concern of actually broader society, not just parents?
Yes, so Trustee Ashby issued a couple of tweets in the last few months, starting back in October. And one of them stated that the most dangerous creature on the planet is the white Christian male. And a second one, it referred to white women as the willing servants of the Christo-fascist patriarchy.
Oh, wow. Those are some bold words.
Let's remember that this is a Catholic school board, and she is calling out Christian white people. Like, all groups should be protected from that kind of language. And apparently people felt the same in the board. So they packed the boardroom to complain that this language was being used and saying they didn't feel confident in her to be representing the board as a trustee anymore, that it was really a governance issue now.
And when you said they packed the board meeting, who is they?
Parents and concerned community members.
So parents were really upset, because I read this across the country. So this clearly went beyond the borders of Ontario and made its way into some national papers.
It even made it into international papers. It made it into the pages of Newsweek. So, yeah.
Okay.
I think that parents are getting a bit bolder in saying that they're not going to put up with this kind of behavior, all kinds of behavior on the part of elected officials. So we've really seen a very busy month with all kinds of issues boiling up, and parents going to speak out and say, this is wrong. We're not going to put up with this.
So for what Trustee Ashby said, I mean, thank you for sharing those quotes from her tweets. Did anybody step up to defend her? What was the defense? What was her defense for saying these, what seemingly are very inflammatory statements?
The board initially did nothing to censure her, and she didn't apologize for months and months and months. And when she did finally apologize, it was a kind of, I apologize for saying this, but I'm sorry if people were offended. So it was kind of an apology that was half-hearted, that seemed designed to quiet things down, but it didn't say, I'm not going to do this again, and I'm deeply sorry for the people that were offended by this. It just didn't have that tone of realism. So then parents said, they went to the board. There were 7 delegations, which is our parent speakers at a meeting, and they called for her resigning. There were 2 petitions at least up. The Parents as First Educators petition garnered about 3,300, I think, signatures from the area, and it was the story in the region of Ontario day after day for weeks.
Okay, I'm going to pause you there. We're going to pick up this discussion because I want to discuss, why does this matter? Why do parents care about this? And we'll be right back after a few short break.